Hey guys, welcome to this week's Survivor Chat.
I believe this is episode 11.
I don't know.
I think it is.
I'm having a great time though.
All right, so this is Survivor 40. This is Winners at War.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at Koru.
Just to remind you, last time Jeremy used his safety without power advantage, which means he left
said,
Tribal Council.
Boom! Out of here.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
He was safe, but he couldn't vote. So he got back before everybody else, and he's just waiting to find out what happened.
He's like, I'm going to heat this place up. People are going to be trickling back from Tribal, and hopefully they'll tell me what's going on.
Well, he did figure out by process of elimination that Tyson
was voted out.
But yeah, he was asking, so what happened, guys? What happened to Tribal?
It didn't seem like anybody really wanted to tell him the whole truth. I mean, they were like, hey, you left.
Well, I mean, his allies, I guess, were pissed because he wasn't there to vote with them.
Right.
And then the people that wanted him out are pissed that he's still there.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, everybody's pretty unsettled by this tribal that was the last one because it was pretty shocking. Nobody really knows who to trust. I mean, that was an epic blindside.
Well, at the last tribal, too, they went off, like, they basically split into two groups. It was 5 versus 4.
It was pretty
without
obvious
Jeremy there.
Who was with who.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, they're kind of like, I don't know what's happening now.
I don't know how this didn't, like, totally expose Tony, but...
Tony's playing both sides right now.
Yeah. He was laying low the first half of the game.
He didn't want to, like, go out and look for idols and freak everybody out. But now, the time has come for Tony to go into full Tony mode.
So he goes out early in the morning. It was, I guess the sun was just about to start coming up. And,
well, who knows how long he was looking before he found anything.
That's pretty crazy, though, that these people are going around looking for idols in, like, the pitch darkness.
We've seen it before. I can't believe people
Pitch
haven't,
black.
like, had their hands bit by animals reaching into, like, holes and stuff all the time. Especially in the dark.
Well, Nick realized Tony was out and about.
Yeah, he found him.
For idols. Yeah, he kind of creeped on him.
He's like, what's up?
How do you not hear somebody coming up behind you like that?
Well, I think he heard him, but
okay.
What was he going to do? So, yeah, Tony is like, oh, crap. You know, I got somebody on my tail here. So he tells Nick, oh, I didn't look at this spot yet. Maybe you should go check out that, and I'll check out here. But he told him a spot that he had already searched.
Yeah.
So he got him off of his back, and he sent him to look somewhere where he felt like there wasn't an idol. So he felt pretty good about that.
Well, Tony found an idol.
Damn.
How do you find these idols?
He's really rocking and rolling now.
I feel like they kind of know where to expect to look for them.
I mean, they're
probably not going to be buried. You know, they're probably going to be, you know, you don't really have to do too much to get them.
I mean, I think they usually tend to hide things near, like, weird... like trees or weird rocks, like that kind of thing. So I think they know kind of what they should be looking for.
Yeah, because I mean, production kind of has to hide these.
Where they'll be found.
Number one, where they'll be found, and number two, where they can do it quickly while nobody's really noticing, or are they noticing?
No, I'm sure they did that when everybody was like at Tribal or something. I don't know.
I can remember seasons back where they would be like buried, and there would be like clues and maps.
The game has evolved.
Yeah, it really has. So here's a little fun. Officer Sarah's starting her own Survivor clothing line, but I like the long explanation for this that they got through. She's painting something and she's like, I bet you guys didn't know I was creative. I'm not just pretty and smart and fun and... What's Officer Sarah gonna do after she gets home from Survivor? She's not gonna
be a cop and do more marathons.
Well, she said after she retires from being a cop.
Okay.
Well, she's gonna be a clothing designer.
I mean, this was a fun little thing to put on the show.
Yeah, it was like Survivor Project Runway.
Yeah, or like Drag Race or something. Like, I don't know.
It's a mother effing walk off. How amazing was
Michelle's walk was hilarious.
Yes. And was Kim also on the runway?
I can't remember who the other model. Yeah, Kim was wearing the skirt, right?
Yeah.
It was a good time. But Tony was not into this because he is all game. Unless he's the one pulling the pranks here.
Right. Right.
So he was like, ugh, this is lame. I want to talk game.
Okay, so he lies to Jeremy and Kim. And
here he goes, trying to play both sides.
He basically said, if you had stayed at tribal council, Jeremy, I would have voted to keep you.
Okay.
Kim's not buying it, though.
Jeremy seems to think, yes, Tony is with me. He's got my back, but Kim is like, no way. She's not buying it.
I don't think Jeremy's survivor spidey sense is very good this season.
Well, I think he's also just like, I really need some numbers, so I'm willing this to be true.
He's got to put some asses in the seats, I guess.
All right. Well, let's check in with the Edge of Extinction.
Okay. Everybody's hanging in there so far.
Mm-hmm. I was getting really nervous that somebody was gonna leave when they were like showing
Nick?
them circling
Not Nick,
around.
I'm sorry, Adam. I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah.
But Natalie and Parvati, they seem to be hanging out a lot on Edge.
Mm-hmm.
And they're walking around, and Natalie says, hey, what's over here? It looks like a wine bottle.
What?
And I'm thinking, like, ooh, are they going to have, like, a little big booze up?
Beach party? No. The wine bottle had a note inside.
So Natalie reads it with Parvati. And it said something about, like...
the clues were going to lead them to...
Yeah.
The shelter. There's something hidden under the shelter.
They
so
figured it out.
Yeah.
Unlike me. I never would have figured it out.
Oh, come on. Eventually, they got everyone to leave camp.
To go watch the sunset.
Yeah. Oh my god. Was it Natalie who said, like, these idiots haven't left all day? Was that her or Parvati? I can't remember.
I think it was Natalie.
Okay. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. So they find it. It's genius. I've never seen anything like this before.
This was not the typical advantage that we've seen this season.
This was called the extortion advantage.
What?
And it's not like something that somebody can buy.
Yeah, you're not like selling something to one of the remaining players to get fire tokens. It's a little different than that.
You're extorting their fire tokens away from them, and if they don't give them to you, you get to punish them by not playing in the immunity challenge. Sorry, words are escaping me. I've been in the house too long.
They're also not going to be able to vote at the next tribal council.
Ooh.
Damn, so that's some real
bad.
motivation to get these tokens if you don't have them.
And they set that price high. They set that price for 6 tokens.
Yeah.
They're going to have a whole shopping bag full of money when these two are done. Of survivor money.
Right.
So they send it to freaking Tony.
Mm-hmm.
But first, let's talk about...
We'll come back to that.
Let's talk about Nick as evil Donathan the vampire.
Oh, I love Donathan so much.
I love Donathan too. And I see where they're coming from.
I can see some similarities, yeah.
But Donathan is all kinds of wonderful.
He really is.
I don't see Nick as a vampire though.
I guess they were saying his teeth are a little long. I don't know.
All right, they need to let that go.
Well, anyway, back to Tony. This was like the Tony show. This was the Tony episode.
This was the Tony episode, and I was getting a little nervous that Tony was going to get voted off because he really got a lot of FaceTime on this episode.
Mm-hmm. So he freaking runs through the forest and slides into home plate.
Yep. He opens up his messenger bag, and what's inside? Not a fresh change of clothing or a laptop. No. Inside was the extortion scroll, and he opens it up and sees extortion, and he gets so excited because he thinks that he is going to be
the one
doing the extorting.
So he's reading through the whole thing. He's like, oh, wow, somebody won't be able to play.
Oh, I can't wait to use this.
And then he reads the line that's like, this advantage is being used against you. And he's like, oh. That was hilarious.
And then he's like, you have to pay 6 fire tokens before the immunity challenge.
Oof. So
Who did he pay them to?
Production?
Oh. Because, like, Jeff didn't say, like, all right, I'm going to need 6 fire tokens.
So he only had 3 in his on his person, in his possession.
Right.
So he's got to figure this out. So the tree mail arrives, which was crazy because we haven't seen tree mail, I feel like, in forever.
Yeah.
Apparently they still do it.
We see tree mail for Edge of Extinction all the time,
Well, yeah.
but they hardly ever show it for, the regular
I wasn't even sure if they were
people.
still doing that or not.
Oh,
But
yeah.
They are.
They have to.
Do they?
Yes, they do.
All right. Well, Tony is not just going to give up on this because he doesn't have the tokens. He's going to go around and try and get these.
But how hilarious was it when he was like, the price of milk has gone up. Survivor inflation.
Oh my God. He is a card.
I only got 3 tokens.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get 3 tokens? I can't afford this.
So he was really smart how he went about this. I mean, he already set himself up in the position where he's playing both sides. Maybe it's kind of obvious to some people. But he's telling them, like, look, I need to be able to pay this off so that I can vote with you to take out blank.
That was really smart.
Well, he starts by asking Michelle, can I get a fire token? And she's like, ooh.
She doesn't have any, but she didn't want to tell him that she has an advantage.
Yeah, like, how's she going to explain why she doesn't have any tokens?
So she came up with, I spent them on an advantage that I can't use until I get to Edge.
This advantage that she was describing sounded pretty bogus, but he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So he says, could you ask Jeremy for me? So she does. She goes and asks Jeremy, and Jeremy says, all right, I'll give you 1.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that...
Well, Jeremy's in a tough spot right now. He knows he was in trouble last
Yeah.
week, so he needs votes on his side, and he thinks that Tony is with him.
Right. And then Tony asked Nick, and Tony asked Ben, and they both also say yes.
Now, Tony has said in his confessionals, too, he is definitely on the majority side now with, like, Nick, Ben, Sarah, Sophie, and... Am I missing somebody?
Probably.
Nick, Ben, Sophie, Sarah. No. I think... No, that's 5. That's them.
Okay.
And then he's just playing the other side.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah, he's got the tokens.
So he's got the tokens. He paid his toll before the immunity challenge with 3 M's. Immunity. All right. So this one is for 2 tokens again.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to keep going up like every week. Like
I mean,
1,
maybe
2,
eventually.
3. Yeah, maybe they'll go to 3 next time. So it's the old endurance. You have to balance a statue with a 10-foot pole.
Oof. This is giving me, like, some Grinch vibes.
Yeah. Well, that's a 39.5-foot pole. While on an ever-shrinking balance beam, you have to keep moving away.
Was it getting thinner?
Probably not. I
thought it was
pretty
just
thin.
moving away. I don't know if it was
away.
actually getting thinner, but we were
away.
moving farther away, which made the pole
heavier.
More difficult to handle, and it made it feel heavier, too.
So round 1, I forget how long that lasted, but Kim was the only one that was out.
Round 2, they're dropping like flies.
You got to make that live transition, which I think 2 people couldn't even make the transition.
Yeah. So it came down to Tony, Ben, and Jeremy.
And eventually
Real sausage fest.
Down to Tony and Jeremy. And Tony ended up freaking winning immunity and the 2 tokens.
Wasn't last week Tony's first ever individual immunity win? And now he's got 2.
Back to back. My question is, who did he repay the tokens to since he,
Well, they didn't really say.
Who was the person who didn't get a token?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would have been very telling to me. All right, so they get back to camp after Tony's big win, and now Tony's got a real target on his back for the future. 2 immunity challenges back to back.
Good thing he's got that hidden immunity idol.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so they get back to camp, and it's time to plan who's leaving. So it seems like everybody, basically, except for Jeremy and Michelle, are on board to split the votes between Jeremy and Michelle. Even Kim and Denise are like, you know what? We got to jump ship here. Jeremy does not have the numbers. We can't do this. So they don't tell Jeremy and Michelle that they're flipping, but they are planning on it.
Well, Jeremy was friends with Ben, and now he can't stand Ben. He's tired of Ben. Every little thing he does is not magic anymore.
Right.
So
he's trying to get the votes together to get rid of Ben. And he feels like they will have these votes as long as Tony is with them. And he feels like he is.
Well, Tony wants to get rid of Sophie because Sophie's getting too close to Officer Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony does not like that. So
I think he also wants to keep Jeremy around as a shield.
Right.
Because Tony is seeing, whoa, all the really big targets are going, I'm going to be next.
Right. So he comes up with a plan, but he needs Nick, Jeremy, and Michelle to all vote with him to get rid of Sophie, and they would have it.
Yeah, because the others are going to be splitting the votes. So 4 will be enough to get this done and get rid of Sophie.
But he tells Jeremy, and Jeremy does not believe that Tony is telling him that Kim and Denise are after him. He thought he was solid with Kim and Denise.
He's like, dude, they're flipping on you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you right now and keep you here, but you're not, like, wanting to believe that.
Mm-hmm. So they go to Tribal.
This is crazy, because, oh my God.
And Jeff's like, hey, how about that Tribal last week? Pretty crazy, huh?
It was.
And everybody's like, yeah. So then everybody's saying, like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. Jeremy feels like everyone's telling half-truths. He is very skeptical about what everybody's saying, especially because Tony told him that he can't trust Kim and Denise anymore. Mm-hmm. So he's looking around. He's giving them the Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, exactly.
And Tony also waited until, like, the last minute to approach the other people about this plan to take out Sophie. So it's,
he
like,
didn't
all...
want to give them too long to, like, have everybody compare notes.
I know. But that's got to be a little bit sus.
Yeah.
To Jeremy. I mean, I don't blame him for being skeptical here.
Right. So everybody's talking about building a survivor resume. Mm-hmm. We all know how important jury management is.
Absolutely. Hi, Lulu.
Yes, you can make a big move, and it looks great on your resume, but when you blindside somebody, you're really going to piss them off.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to respect the fact that you blindsided them.
No, I mean, a lot of them would respect that, I feel like.
It's all about timing.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeremy says he's not comfortable. People weren't doing
Nobody was really talking to him.
Nobody was buzzing around him.
Ben and Michelle were also saying nobody was talking to us either.
Sophie also said nobody was really talking to me. Liar.
Oh, Sophie.
So Officer Sarah says blindsides are satisfying in a season of winners.
Girl, you're going to get blindsided this week.
All right, so...
it's time for the vote.
Yes. And Sophie is voted off.
No! I was rooting for Sophie. It was so hard because I was rooting for her, but at the same time, this was such, like, a crazy move on Tony's part. Like, this was a great move.
The worst part of this, Sophie had an idol in her pocket.
Oh, no!
Oh, I hate when that happens.
I mean, she could always go back in. We never know, but... Yeah.
So...
she was pretty shocked. A lot of people were pretty shocked.
Yeah. I thought for sure it was going to be Jeremy. First non-blindside of the season. Because haven't all of the votes been blindside so far?
Well, I'm pretty sure Jeremy still would have thought it was a blindside because he thought that Tony was with him. So, you know.
Right. So her fire tokens go to Officer Sarah and Kim. Mm-hmm. And next time, Sarah is completely pissed at Tony.
Yeah, because she's going to find out that Tony was behind this move to get rid of Sophie, and she was really close to Sophie, so she's like, hello, you just screwed over my entire game. What kind of ally are you?
Well, he's the kind of ally that realizes a spy shack's too obvious.
He's not going to cut it anymore.
He's got the spy nest. Caca!
Oh, my God.
So Kim realizes that Tony's playing both sides. It's time for Tony to go. And,
Sophie's, like, little goodbye message broke my heart. Like, she's not a bottom tier winner. You're a wonderful winner. And we had so much fun watching you play this season.
I hate when people classify themselves as, like, you know, am I a worthy winner? You're all winners, kids. There was a reason why you won. Yeah, but you know that
there's, like, different levels. Don't kid yourself here. But I really do think that she is one of the better winners. Like, she played a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
The game that she won. Yeah.
I agree. All right, so that is Survivor this week. Let us know what you guys thought in the comments, and we will see you next week. Till then, much love.